Hi, everybody. Welcome to Quickie with Miss B. Today
Say it.
is Wednesday.
Say it. Say it.
All day and half the night.
Say it.
We're so glad that you could join us.
Burrito Wednesday. Not to be confused with Taco Tuesday or Taco Tuesday.
So all this week we're talking about these strange questions that we don't know if you could actually answer.
We've had some fun with them.
Yep. Got some more today too.
Yeah.
So here's the first one. If the sky is the limit, then what is space? Over the limit?
Yes. Way over the limit.
Or could it be the outer limits?
If the sky is the limit, then anything past that is beyond the limits. But we have a lot of phrases that have changed.
What part of space would be considered over the limit? Is it all space or just a certain space in space? See what I'm saying?
A certain space in space. Sky is the limit. Is it a certain space in space? Can you have, if you're floating in space, can you have spatial awareness? What are you doing? I'm floating in space. So are you aware? Yes, I'm aware. So are you saying you have spatial awareness?
You're aware that you're in space.
Right.
But are you aware that you're taking up space in space?
Right. And that you have a vast amount of space to utilize?
Oh my God. We sound like a bunch of...
Can you imagine you're floating up there going, you know how far the nearest place is to me? It's going to take me forever to get nowhere. Understanding my spatial awareness, which is...
Because I'm over the limit.
I'm over the limit, but not near where I got to go, and I can't get there from here because there's just so much space in the space that I'm aware of. So there's that. My life has come, and guess how far I went? I went this far in space.
1 inch.
How long were you working? Generations. How many years is that? Apparently, it's not even one. Wow. And apparently, up here, they do light years. So. Since my name's not Buzz.
You would age slowly or slower, wouldn't you? Because you're like in space.
I think you would age slower if you were moving at the speed of light. Because then you would have traveled more distance than you could have aged. Imagine that. Here, stick that in your noggin. You want to do a lot of stuff and not age? Do it at the speed of light.
Here's another question in regards to space. If you blew a bubble in space, would it pop?
There'd be no outward pressure. We know that.
Yeah.
The space is a vacuum.
It'd be just taking up space in that certain space.
But you'd have spatial awareness of that space. And the space
the bubble.
Yeah.
The bubble would be over the limit too.
But now think about it. Inside the bubble would be space, void space, and outside the bubble would be void space. So the bubble would only take up the space of the skin of the bubble. The larger the bubble, the larger the surface area. But only the outer surface area is what it takes up in space because the inner area is void, like space.
But won't the bubble freeze? Because isn't there like the temperature?
It's very cold. But I believe, if I'm correct, the temperature has a crazy, wild shift. In other words, when you're behind one of the planets, like the Earth, it's
Mhm.
cold. But then as you move around it and the sun comes out, then it's hot.
So it can warm you up
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
you're
I know that. I
in
know
the
they
path of the sun.
have crazy thermal shifts on the space station. Crazy thermal shifts. In other words, like when it's behind the Earth and the sun's on the other side, it's
Mhm.
cold, 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 sub-zero, super cold. And then as it turns and it goes into sun, they have these giant, huge foils that block the sun, so it won't heat it up and burn it up.
So
sun shield
the
on it.
bubble could pop then. Because
When
if it got too hot.
But since it's a vacuum, would it just expand and expand and expand and expand, and eventually
keep sucking in space?
But then eventually become the size of a planet. You'd be like, "What is that? That's planet Bubble Yum." We have the original moon, and now we have the bubblegum flavored moon. We always thought the moon was made of cheese, but now we know it's made of bubblegum.
And on that note, we need to take a break. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to A Quickie with Miss B. If you missed the first half of the episode, please go back and check that out.
You didn't miss anything. If you missed the first half of the episode, you didn't miss anything. Planets made of bubble gum, stuff like that. Spatial awareness. Can you fart in space?
Okay, but but would they hear it if they farted in space?
I don't know.
Could you get the fart to
I'll
travel?
I'll guarantee you, if you farted inside the space station, it's got some hang time.
And it's not like you can open up a window.
No, it's not. You can't light a match either. I'm sure they're not running around going, "Can somebody unpack the Febreze?" Seriously. Because, wow. Boy, I wouldn't want to spray that in space either. It'd be like, in a vacuum, you just have the mist hanging there in the air. It'd be like, "Quick, push the mist over here." Okay, here, you get it now. Oh, guys, back, give it back. Oh, the fart's back, give it back. Little cloud, they're pushing this cloud around. That would be terrible.
How do they go to the bathroom in space?
Vacuum. Believe it or not, it's a vacuum.
It's a vacuum?
The boys, from what I understand, the boys have a tube. And the girls have like a funnel on the tube. And then when you have to...
What do you have to go number two?
Number two, it's kind of a vacuum. It's like on an airplane, it's kind of like, making sure it goes down. And then, it's a special pressurized toilet,
Does that
Who do you get to clean that? Oh, wait, listen to you. Does that get jettisoned? Turds in space. Some alien coming by doing 4.5 light years. What was... Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you serious? Every time I go past, every time I go past Earth at 4 light years, I get one of these turds in my windshield. Are you kidding me? Can you imagine that? Hit a turd at 4 times light speed. That's not going to come off the windshield. Are you kidding me? We're going to have to go over to the Galactic Spaceport over here and get that off. I mean, are you kidding me? Yeah, can you fill it up with nitron and can you get the turd off of it? Oh, through Earth's atmosphere? Yeah. Floating turds everywhere out there, man. They're just like shooting them out like nothing, man. They're everywhere. It's a good thing you weren't on a space cycle. Right in the... Oh, God, I got a turd in the face.
That's just crappy.
Well, you were waiting to spit that out, weren't you?
Yeah, it was.
He's like, I gotta say it. That's crappy. There we go. I said it. Oh, word.
Oh, pigs in space.
Yeah.
Okay. So, see, this is the bad thing when we get on topics like this, because both you and I will put a little bit of science in there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Along with the stupid questions.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder what a turd is like in a vacuum. Really? You guys sit around and think about that? What if an alien flew by and hit the turd? Are you kidding me? It cracked my windshield. Oh my God. I gotta pull into Space Station Galactica and get this windshield replaced. Like a good neighbor, Space Farm is there.
Jake is on speed dial.
Jake at Space Farm. Hi. Oh, you're not up here, are you? Yeah, I'm up here too. Oh, great.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from Space Farm. Jake from Space Farm at 4 light years away? I don't think so. Hello, who's this? It's Jake from Space Farm. What are you wearing? A moo-moo. Jake from Space Farm wearing a moo-moo? He sounds hideous. He's an alien, so yeah.
They don't have
Yes,
pants.
people, that just all happened. Yeah, all of that just happened. You showed up to hear one topic, and I apologize, but that just happened.
Here's the last question for the day. If you dug a hole through the center of the earth, jumped in, would you stay at the center because of gravity?
Well, number one, you burn up because the mantle is, that's just the core of the earth is, yeah.
How
So
you
first
feeling?
of all,
Hot,
you'd be
hot,
done.
hot.
Now, I've always wondered if you drilled a hole to the middle of the earth, as the earth spin, would it leak? Yeah. Well, that was great because you broke through it. Yeah. So it's by noon, we're going to be leaking. We're going to be leaking core everywhere.
So not only is poop out there in space, but core too.
Yeah.
Watch
People
out
like,
where you're driving, aliens.
They'll be like, it's not so bad when you get hit by one of those human poops, but a chunk of that molten rock hits you. Wow, dude. It'll total your spaceship. Total, I mean. Then you're calling, yeah, getting Jake over at Space Farm, and you're on hold for eons.
Repairs take forever. You have to order those intergalactic parts.
Are these OEM or intergalactic? Intergalactic. Yeah, it's always the way it is. Whatever happened to the good old days when you could get parts from China? We're getting them from, what is that now? Gangaku? Yeah, okay, yeah, right. Yeah. Free labor on Gangaku. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I got that. Intergalactic parts in my butt. Yeah, I know.
And on that note, we need to be done. Come back tomorrow.
I feel sorry for you tomorrow.